My name's Mike. I'm 32 years old, and for the last 8 years, I was married to a woman named Emma. She's 30 now. We had what most folks would call the perfect life. I built our house from the ground up, nestled on a quiet piece of land she found through a real estate job. No kids yet, but we were talking about starting a family soon. To anyone looking in from the outside, it probably looked like we had it all. Truth is, things were good, or so I thought. We hardly fought, had a great time together, and our sex life was strong. I work in demolition, which means I'm gone often, sometimes for as long as 2 weeks at a time. Emma always said she supported my work. I believed her. But lately, I started to notice a change. She was on her phone more, distracted, distant. She started claiming she had late-night meetings, which didn't make sense to me. But I brushed it off. I trusted her. I never thought I had a reason not to. That trust was shattered the night I came home early. My last job got delayed because of bad weather, so I caught an earlier flight without telling Emma. I figured surprising her would be a nice gesture. I landed just after midnight and made the 45-minute drive home, excited to see her face. But when I pulled into our driveway, my heart dropped. There was a black SUV parked in front of the garage, a vehicle I'd never seen before. Something felt off, deep in my gut. I parked my truck behind it, blocking it in. Then I grabbed my sidearm, and not out of fear, but because I knew how angry I was. I've got a permit. I just didn't trust myself not to do something I'd regret. I went around to the back door and slipped in. The house was too quiet. Dinner for two sat on the table. Dishes were piled in the sink. My hands started shaking as I moved toward our bedroom. The door creaked open, and there it was. Emma, completely naked, tangled up with some guy I had never seen before. Both of them passed out drunk. My whole world flipped upside down in that instant. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I pulled out my phone and started recording. I needed proof, a real, hard evidence. Not just for court, but because I knew later my mind would try to tell me it wasn't real. Still asleep. I stared at them, her skin, his arm around her, and I felt nothing but rage. I raised the gun and fired 2 rounds into the ceiling. That got their attention. Emma sat bolt upright, grabbing the covers. The guy, Peter, I'd later learn, just blinked like a deer in headlights. Emma started saying things like, "It's not what it looks like." I shut her up with another shot, this time into the closet door. That got her quiet real fast. I asked who the hell this guy was. He mumbled that he was a real estate agent. I turned to Emma. "How long has this been going on?" She claimed it was the first time. I didn't believe her. I turned, fired twice more, into the headboard between them. That's when Peter cracked and admitted the truth. 6 months. Half a year. That was how long she'd been sneaking around behind my back. I asked Emma when she stopped loving me. She cried and said she hadn't, but at that point, I didn't believe a damn word that came out of her mouth. I put 2 more bullets into the bathroom mirror. She started hyperventilating. I didn't care. I asked Peter if he had a wife. He nodded. 2 kids. I told him he was lucky I wasn't calling her. I forced Emma to get her keys. I took her house key from her. Sure, she had a legal right to the house, but in that moment, legality wasn't my concern. Peter got dressed. I walked him outside. Then I beat the hell out of him. I broke his nose and bloodied his mouth. Then I told him if I ever saw him again, I wouldn't stop with just punches. He left. Fast. I went back in. Emma was still crying at the kitchen table. I told her to call someone to pick her up. She wouldn't. She tried to talk. I fired 3 more rounds, into the oven and the fridge. That shut her up. I told her she'd ruined everything. That I no longer loved her. That I didn't even recognize her. She finally left about 5 hours ago. I'm sitting here in my dad's old fishing cabin now, trying to figure out what the hell comes next. Everything feels louder out here. Every creak of the floorboards, every wind gust through the trees. It's like the whole world's pressing in. After she left, I sat at the kitchen table staring at the empty chair where she had been. The smell of gunpowder and leftover food hung heavy in the air. I felt sick. I needed answers. So I called her. She picked up. She was crying. "Mike, please," she said. "Let's talk." I asked her why. "Why him? Why now?" She sobbed. Said it just happened. Said she was lonely with me being away all the time. That Peter was there, and he understood her. Understood? I could barely believe it. "So your solution was to screw another man in our bed?" I asked. "I didn't mean for it to go that far," she cried. But it did. She said she still loved me, wanted counseling, wanted to fix it. But I knew it was beyond repair. "No, Emma, I told her. You made your choice, and I'll never be able to look at you the same again. She kept begging. I hung up. I couldn't take it. I threw the phone across the room, watched it break into pieces. Now I'm sitting here with nothing but memories and silence, trying to figure out how to build a life from the ruins of the one I just lost. Right now, all I want is to be left alone so I can figure out what the hell to do next. I know I need to get a lawyer, start moving forward with ending this mess of a marriage, but I just don't have the energy for that yet. Tonight, I just need to survive. Maybe tomorrow I'll be able to think straight. I've been lying here for hours in this old cabin, staring up at the ceiling, feeling like the wind got knocked out of me and never came back. The fury I felt when I caught them has faded into something worse, this deep, aching emptiness. I'm wrecked. No other way to put it. Emma was my entire world. We had dreams, plans, talked about having kids, growing old together. All of it's dust now. Just a big damn lie. I keep replaying everything in my head, how I missed the signs, how I could be so stupid, so blind. This hurt cuts deeper than anything I've ever known. I feel like I've lost a piece of myself. It's not just that she cheated. It's the fact that the woman I loved more than anyone made me feel like I was nothing. One minute I'm numb, the next I'm breaking down in tears so hard it feels like I can't breathe. I haven't cried like this since I was a little kid. The tears just won't stop. I think about our last anniversary. We went to that fancy spot downtown. She looked incredible in that red dress I bought her. We laughed, toasted the future. Was Peter already in the picture then? Was she already lying to me while I was planning our life? This betrayal, it's physical. It hurts like something broke in my chest. I keep flipping through our memories, trying to figure out what was real and what wasn't. And the worst part? I keep wondering if I could have done something differently. Maybe if I had worked less, been home more. But no, that's not on me. People struggle, yeah, but cheating? That's a choice. Emma chose this. Still, I can't shake the shame. Shame that I wasn't enough. Shame that I didn't see it coming. Shame that I'm now the guy who got played. And I'm scared. Scared of what comes next. I built my whole life around Emma, and now I don't know what life looks like without her in it. The thought of starting over, trusting someone again, it feels impossible. What if this broke me for good? I close my eyes and all I see is that image burned into my brain, Emma, in our bed, with someone else. That moment is a brand on my memory. I've read about grief having stages. I guess I'm somewhere between rage and despair. Acceptance? That feels like it's 1,000 miles away. But I know I need to get there. Somehow. Tomorrow, I'm calling a therapist. I can't do this alone. It's too much. I need someone to help me pick up the shattered pieces and figure out how to live again. I'll start looking for a lawyer too. Tonight, though, I just need to feel the hurt. Let myself grieve for the life I thought I had. The woman I thought I knew. Morning came through the cabin windows, soft and quiet. I didn't sleep much, but I wasn't spiraling like last night. A tiny bit of calm, like my head had cleared enough to move. So I got out of bed, grabbed my phone, and started searching for divorce attorneys. I read reviews, checked websites, and eventually picked one that looked solid. They gave me an appointment later this week. One small step. Next, I looked up therapists. Found one who deals with betrayal and relationships. Called. Booked a session. Another small step forward. It feels weird having to reshape my whole life because of this, but it's what has to be done. Hours dragged on. Every minute I felt like I was just barely holding it together. But at least I was doing something. Then, around noon, my phone buzzed. Emma. I didn't answer. Just let it go to voicemail. She was crying. Said she was sorry. Said she still loved me and that we could fix this. That we should talk. Her voice broken, desperate. It all sounded hollow, like she only cared now that she got caught. I didn't call back. Instead, I decided it was time to head back to the house. I needed more clothes, important papers, and I needed to make things clear to her face one last time. The drive there felt like I was bracing for war. My heart pounding, my thoughts a mess. When I pulled into the driveway, I saw her car. I took a long breath and walked inside. She was at the kitchen table. Eyes swollen, face pale. She looked up. Mike, please. I raised a hand. Don't. I'm not here to talk. I'm here to get my stuff. I've already got a lawyer. You'll hear from them soon. She burst into sobs. Please, Mike. I love you. We can go to counseling. We can fix this. I shook my head. It's too late, Emma. You picked him. You broke us. She reached for me. I stepped back. Let me pack in peace. For the next hour, I gathered what I needed. Every time she cried or pleaded, I ignored her. I didn't care anymore. The damage was done. All her apologies felt like last-minute excuses from someone who finally realized what they'd thrown away. When I finished packing, I looked at her one last time. "Goodbye, Emma. I hope you find what you're looking for." But it's not me. I walked out. Back at the cabin, I felt empty. But I also felt something else, a little relief. The decision was made. No turning back. I had my first therapy session scheduled, and the legal wheels were turning. One step at a time. I'll rebuild from this. Update. It's been a week since I walked out of that house and into this new life I didn't ask for. It's been a rough ride. Emotionally all over the place. But something's shifting. Slowly. The first few days were hell. Anger, sadness, confusion all blending together. But today, I feel a little steadier. That first therapy session, life-changing. Dr. Wallace really listened. No judgment, just support. He helped me unpack a lot of the grief and pointed me toward ways to start healing. It's not a quick fix, but it's something. Meeting with the lawyer was hard, too, but it needed to be done. Jennifer laid it out straight, what the process looks like, what to expect. I handed over all the evidence. Every screenshot, every photo, every second of that video. Felt like ripping off a scab, but necessary. Now I'm keeping myself busy, fixing stuff around the cabin, things I put off for years. It gives me something to focus on besides the ache in my chest. I started running again, something I used to love. It clears my head, burns off the anger. This is far from over, but I've taken the first few steps. And that's how the healing begins. Even though it's over, at least on my end, Emma kept reaching out. Voicemails, texts. At first, I ignored every one of them. But my therapist, Dr. Wallace, said maybe I should listen to a few, not for her sake, but mine. He figured it might help me process everything. So I did. It was brutal. Hearing her voice again, her crying, her begging for a second chance. All it did was remind me why I left. It reinforced my decision. This thing we had, it's done. The trust is broken, and once that's gone, there's nothing left to build on. I started talking to people. Friends. Family. For a while, I didn't want to tell anyone. I felt humiliated. But the moment I opened up, the weight started to lift. My best friend Tom has been a lifeline. He calls or texts every day, makes sure I'm still breathing, and pulls me out of this cabin anytime I start to get too quiet. My parents? They've been amazing. I don't think I've leaned on them this hard since I was a kid, but they're right there, just like they always have been. Looking back, I've had some hard realizations. I know I wasn't perfect. Maybe I was gone too much for work. Maybe I didn't check in enough. But you know what? That doesn't give someone permission to cheat. No matter what cracks there were in the foundation, infidelity wasn't the answer. Emma made that choice. Not me. That's on her. To anyone going through something like this, take it slow. One day at a time. Let yourself hurt. Get help. Talk to people who love you. And don't ever let someone's betrayal make you feel like you're worth any less. You're not. You're stronger than you think. Update. It's been a couple weeks since I posted last. Things are still tough, but I feel like I've finally caught a glimpse of daylight through the storm. Therapy with Dr. Wallace is going well. We've been digging deeper into everything, and he keeps reminding me that it's okay to feel whatever I'm feeling. Anger, grief, even the brief moments of peace that pop up here and there. He's helping me find ways to manage my emotions, and it's making a difference. We had a major breakthrough during one of our sessions. We talked about forgiveness, not forgiving Emma, but forgiving myself. I'd been carrying this guilt, wondering how I didn't see it coming, wondering if I was too blind, too trusting. But Dr. Wallace helped me realize that her decisions weren't a reflection of me. They were a reflection of her. That took a load off my chest. Legally, things are moving forward too. Jennifer, my lawyer, is a force of nature. She doesn't sugarcoat anything, and I respect that. She's been pushing hard to make sure I get what's fair. We're starting to divide the assets. Selling the house I built with my own hands. It stings, but it's the right move. That place isn't my home anymore. Just a memory of something that's gone. Emma's been surprisingly cooperative. I think it's finally sinking in that we're not getting back together. We've exchanged a few messages here and there, but I keep it short. Just about paperwork and the process. No small talk. No emotions. I'm not ready for that. What's really helped is finding old pieces of myself again. I've been running consistently, getting outside, clearing my mind. And I picked up woodworking again. I forgot how much I loved it. The smell of fresh cut wood, the satisfaction of making something from nothing. It's healing in ways I can't quite explain. I even started volunteering at the local animal shelter. It gives me purpose. Reminds me there's still good in the world, even if my personal life feels like it's been through a tornado. Tom's been dragging me to small get-togethers, and I've actually started enjoying being around people again. Even made a few new friends. I'm rebuilding my life. Slowly, but surely. And for the first time since all this started, I can say something I didn't think I'd be able to say. I believe I'm going to be okay. It's not just pain anymore. There's hope in there too. Another update. This one's a big one. A few days ago, I had the one conversation I thought I'd never have with Emma. Face to face. Jennifer said it might be a good idea to talk things through one last time. Get everything out. So we agreed to meet in a quiet park where we wouldn't run into anyone we knew. She looked worn down, like she hadn't slept in weeks. I could tell she'd been crying. She tried to start off with small talk, but I cut straight to it. Why Emma? I asked. Why did you do it? She looked down, her hands shaking. Mike. I don't even know. I've thought about it every day, and the truth is, I was lonely. You were gone so much, and I felt like we weren't really connected anymore. Peter, he noticed me. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was sad. I noticed you. Every damn day. I loved you. Every single day. You threw that away for what? Some guy who doesn't even matter to you. She nodded, tears falling. I know I hurt you. I was selfish and stupid. It wasn't your fault, Mike. It was mine. And I believe her. But that doesn't change a thing. I can't forget what she did. The trust? It's gone. What we had, whatever it was, is finished. I told her that. Told her I'm moving forward with the divorce. And she accepted it. She cried, but she didn't fight it. As I walked away, I felt lighter. Not happy. Not yet. But free. Back at the cabin. That night, I sat out on the porch, just listening to the wind in the trees. Dr. Wallace warned me this part would be rough. Waves of guilt, sadness, doubt. He was right. I felt guilty for walking away, even though I knew I had to. But I also felt a quiet pride. I was doing what needed to be done. And then something unexpected happened. A message popped up on my phone from Sarah. We went to high school together. Hadn't spoken in years. But she'd seen one of my posts about the divorce and reached out to offer support. We grabbed coffee the next day and caught up. Talking to her felt easy. Familiar. She's been through some rough stuff too, and there was this unspoken understanding between us. No pressure. No expectations. Just two people figuring life out. It reminded me that connection doesn't die when a relationship does. It just changes form. Sarah made me realize I'm not just rebuilding. I'm rediscovering who I am. So I signed up for a woodworking class at the local community center. Something for me. Something that feels like mine again. It's helping. A lot. I also booked a short trip, a little lakeside cabin about 2 hours out. No phone, no stress. Just me, a fishing pole, and some quiet. I plan to hike, fish, maybe even ride a little. Mostly, I just want to breathe. Final update. This will be the last time I share here. It's been a couple of months since everything fell apart, and I've come a long way. The lake trip was exactly what I needed. The silence out there wasn't empty, it was peaceful. Healing. I spent my mornings fishing, my afternoons hiking through the woods, and my nights by the fire, just letting my thoughts run free. By the time I came home, I felt like I'd finally turned a corner. The pain's still there, yeah, but it doesn't run my life anymore. I'm finishing my woodworking course next week. I've got some new friends. Sarah and I are still talking. Nothing serious, just a good connection. And I've got a sense of direction again. This isn't how I imagined my life would turn out. But I'm learning to accept it, and even embrace it. I've survived betrayal. I've walked through fire. And I came out standing. So if you're going through something like this, hear me when I say, you can too. I figured the best way to deal with everything I was feeling was to throw that energy into something useful. So, I started making furniture, just simple stuff at first. A few tables, a bench, a headboard. Then people started asking if they could buy my work. That's how it all started. Before I knew it, I had a small side business going. And for the first time in a long time, I felt proud of something again. It gave me purpose, direction, something to build from. Sarah's been by my side through it all. She's been patient, kind, and real with me every step of the way. We're not in any rush. We both know better than to jump too fast, but we've grown close. Real close. Her presence has been this quiet reminder that even after all the heartache, good things are still possible. That love isn't dead, and neither is hope. The divorce is almost finalized now. Jennifer, my lawyer, has been a total powerhouse through all of it. No nonsense, just getting things done. Emma and I agreed to sell the house, and it's up for sale now. I thought it'd be harder seeing it go, but honestly, it feels like shedding old skin. A clean break. We've managed to keep things calm and respectful, and I'm grateful for that. I have no appetite for drama anymore. I just want peace. Therapy with Dr. Wallace has continued to be a lifeline. We've unpacked so much, the anger, the sadness, even the guilt. And little by little, I've started to feel like myself again. One of the biggest things he's helped me see is that it's okay to put my own happiness first. For years, I put Emma's needs above my own. I thought that's what love was. But now I'm learning that looking out for myself isn't selfish, it's necessary. I've started opening up to people more. Old friends. New ones I've met through my woodworking class and volunteering. It's good to have people in your corner, even if you don't always know how to ask for help. I used to think I had to be strong on my own. Now I know better. Leaning on others doesn't make you weak, it means you're healing. Looking back on everything, I can see how far I've come. That storm Emma brought into my life? It wrecked everything, but it also cleared the way for something new. I still have hard days, sad ones, angry ones, but they don't own me anymore. I've survived the worst of it, and I know now that I can keep going. If you're going through something like this, here's what I've learned. Take it slow. One day at a time. Celebrate the small wins. Surround yourself with people who truly care. And if you need help, go get it. You're not weak, you're human. This stuff takes time, but you'll get through it. You're stronger than you think. 2 years later. Hard to believe, but it's been 2 years since my life completely flipped upside down. A lot's happened. Some things I never saw coming. But here's the truth. I'm in a better place now. Stronger. Happier. The divorce was finalized a year ago. Emma and I sold the house, and I took my half of the money to start over. I moved to a new town, not too far, just enough to feel like a fresh start. I'm closer to my folks now, and that's been good. I needed the space, both physically and emotionally, from everything that happened. The furniture-making business? It took off. What started as therapy turned into something real. I opened a small workshop, hired a couple of great guys to help out, and we've even been featured in a couple local magazines. Custom pieces, real craftsmanship, that's our thing. It's honest work, and I love it. Sarah and I? We started dating about 6 months after I posted that last update. It's been nothing short of amazing. She's been my rock through every rough patch. We're not rushing into anything permanent, but yeah, we're building something. Something real. Something that makes me believe in love again, which I honestly never thought would happen after Emma. Speaking of her, I haven't heard much from Emma since we wrapped everything up. Just the occasional message about some leftover paperwork, nothing more. Word is she's moved on, and that's fine. I don't wish her any harm. That chapter's closed for me. One of the best things to come out of this strange journey? Reconnecting with my old demo crew. I took time off from the construction world when everything went down, but I ran into an old coworker at a town event recently. He told me they had a big project and could use a hand consulting. I said yes. Now I juggle both construction and woodworking. It's busy, but I like it that way. Keeps me grounded. There was one surprise that really blew me away. A few months back, I took one of those Ancestry DNA tests for fun. Turns out I've got a half-sister. My dad had a relationship before he met my mom, and no one knew about the daughter that came from it, not even him. Her name's Laura, and she reached out after we matched. We've met up, and we've clicked right away. It's wild, discovering family you never knew you had. But she's amazing, and I'm grateful she's part of my life now. Volunteering's still something I do. Sarah and I even started a little community garden project with some folks in town. It's been great for making friends and giving back. Life's not perfect, but it's purposeful. We've hit bumps, sure. My business took a hit with supply delays. Sarah had some health issues that scared us both, but we faced it all together and came out stronger. That's how I know what we have is real. So here I am, 2 years later. The man who thought his world ended now feels more alive than ever. To anyone still deep in it, hold on. It gets better. Life throws curveballs, but sometimes those unexpected hits lead you to something better than you ever imagined. Take the next step, then another. You'll get there.